Welcome back, Saber fans. Tony here from Run Sabers, and today another install review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Now today we have a 7 Chambers MoM of All Heroes Gen 2, so this is one of the most accurate Luke Skywalker lightsabers to date from Return of the Jedi, actually ironically from the deleted cave scene, that didn't actually make it to Return of the Jedi. There's a little funny story with this saber. So basically, my friend Chris, who I talk about sabers to all the time, he bought a Gen 2 originally. And for those that bought the Gen 2 or recent 7 Chambers sabers, they know that Lewis is kind of shipping out these by himself, and now that he's lost help, and so it's kind of a long time to get these. I'm actually still waiting on my Gen 2 to arrive. And so basically, he got it and stuff, and he saw some of these things that made it more accurate that he just didn't like. There's on the Gen 2, there's little machine marks for scratches that were on the original hero, which wasn't a part of the Elite version. I will be doing a comparison between the Gen 2 and the Elite, or the original MoM of All Heroes, to kind of see the accuracies and the comparisons. And so he thought that blemish was by accident and it wasn't meant to be, but Lewis and 7 Chambers have decided to keep that machine mark as well as fix some other things to make it more accurate to the original prop. And so, yeah. Anyways, so he didn't like that originally, so he was planning to sell it because it didn't really fit his Obi-Wan collection. And my original thought was to install it and just sell it. Luckily enough, I had another friend who was in need of a MoM of All Hero saber and heard tons of stuff about it. I happen to have, again, this one on hand, and so I'm installing this for my friend Nick, which was solo photographer, now is a different account, different name, and so I'll make sure to list his stuff below. But very fun. We talked for a long time. It was prior to May 4th and prior to Kenobi and all that jazz, and so we were talking about tons of stuff, and I had gotten busy from February all the way up to now, and so finally was able to get to it this last week, and so I finally got it done within a day or two. And so yeah, this is a very, very nice install, I should say. If I installed a Gen 2 hero for myself, it'd be very, very similar to this. The font setup and the install itself. So we've got stock V3 connector with a flat PCB holder. We've got, I forgot who makes this chassis. I'll remember later. But I got it off Etsy. It's more of an Echo version, and so you have an Echo stock connector there. You have a removable battery system, so the negative goes on bottom, positive goes on top. You have the reveal board. Now, the guy I bought this from, Chris, one of my friends, he had damaged the reveal board a bit, or the gold pieces that come with the reveal board, because he was trying to fix it. So I built the reveal board and the helper boards underneath there as well. I built it to the best of my ability, and I used some of the spare gold parts that it comes with to kind of fix that area that he had messed up. And so you can't really tell unless you're a huge advocate, and so unless you really look for it, but it looks like a real reveal board. Very snazzy. It has, of course, the helper board underneath, so you have the 2 tactile buttons on this black bar here. Top one is power, bottom one is aux. You have a kill switch, which is more just a static thing, because it's a removable battery, you don't really need it. And so, yeah. If you unscrew this pommel section here, you will have your poppy board, which doesn't have a lot of access to it, mainly because the way that the chassis is set up, it doesn't really go anywhere, because there's a tension screw underneath in this control box, underneath the helper board, that keeps this thing steady. So if you want to get access to the poppy board itself, I won't do it in this video, but basically what you want to do is lift this helper board up, kind of pry the, not helper board, the display board here. You want to lift that up, and then you want to lift up the helper board and then get access to that screw, unscrew it, and you can pull this out a bit more. I did give you enough slack in the wires so that you could pull this out further than I did on a previous install, and so yeah. Smuggler's Outpost 28mm speaker. Again, having a removable battery means that you don't really need a recharge port or anything. So yeah, so this has a pretty good amount of blade depth. The one thing that I kind of run into with these Gen 2s that I have run in with the necks in general is that blade depth isn't really a problem because they have plenty of blade depth for thin necks. The problem is the retention screw itself. With this one, the Gen 2 only has one retention screw, and so versus the High Ground and the K4V2, which I have on the desk right now, they both have 2 retention screws that hold the blade in very, very firmly, and then with the High Ground you have that emitter shroud that goes over it, and stuff like that. Now this will come with a display pommel and a display emitter cap, and I already put the blade cap with the blade in it, and so you kind of get to see how I operate this. Now he just wanted Luke fonts, and then towards the end he wants some fun fonts, so you get to see that. When you put this in, it just goes straight on, boop, right, and then you want to get your 1.5 retention screw. Find your retention screw first off. Looks like on the back end. Screw this guy in. You want it tight enough but with this being a tight fit, because 7-chamber, this is a thicker blade, I'll give you that, but this is Vader's Vault blade that I'm using. Well, now when you screw this in, you want to make sure that you kind of hold the blade straight. Because it only has one retention screw, it kind of pushes it to one side of the blade, or one side of the emitter, and so you want to kind of hold the blade in while you screw in the emitter. Takes a little bit of while, and so I'm about to show you off the fonts. I'll turn off this light here, and then we'll show you off the fonts. Alright, so we're also going to put the battery in. I will be including a removable battery, which I'm pretty sure he'll have a charger for. He has several sabers and stuff. He's actually going to, I think, take this to Star Wars Celebration. So yeah, so you put this in with the negative facing down. You get those little blinkies. It's 8 or so blinks for the green one, and then 5 or so for the red one. That's accurate to the cave scene. And I'll keep going for a set time if the blade is off. And so yeah. So we have several Luke Skywalker fonts and stuff on here. It's a very, very loud saber. So this one is the LS6 by K-Sith. This is the cave version. This has... Oh, the blade's not gonna... Freaking out. Okay. And so force effects, you want to hold the power button for 2 seconds, let go. I put R2-D2 force effects on here because in the cave scene he gives this to R2, which is revealed later that R2 kept the lightsaber during that whole barge scene until the very end. So yeah. This has the Force theme on it. Mainly because I thought he'd be, you know, when constructing his saber, you know, he'd think about Ben Kenobi and his reminiscing on Tatooine and stuff. And so, yeah. This is using FET263's 2 buttons.
This is your last chance. Free us or die.
This is Return V2. It has the barge scene as the track. It's a very long track. I won't go through all of it. This does have gesture features. And so you can twist on, twist off. I believe it has stab on. Yeah, and so, yeah. I'll turn off the track real quick. It has tons of force effects and stuff on there as well.
You can either profit by this, or be destroyed. It's your choice, but I warn you not to underestimate my power. You will take me to Jabba now. I'm sure that we can work out an arrangement which will be mutually beneficial and enable us to avoid any unpleasant confrontation.
And then from there we move on to Endor.
He was armed only with this.
Now this is ROTJ Hero that I created. The fonts are available on my website. Definitely go check it out. It has several versions of that font that I've created. I put the Endor Moon theme or styled version on here. So it has the speeder bikes, chases, and stuff like that. Really cool blasters, and I put the Endor Moon kind of theme on there. So it has a multi-blast by holding Aux. Then you can have it tap once more. I have a few of them on there. Those are Stormtroopers from Return of the Jedi. I've definitely quotes on here as well. Several quotes.
Vader's on that ship. Vader's on that ship. Vader's on that ship. I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come. Hey, we better go look for him. It is the name of your true self. You've only forgotten. It'll take time. It's good in you. The Emperor hasn't driven it from you fully. I've accepted the truth that you were once Anakin Skywalker, my father.
So yeah, very nice. Lock up by holding and clashing. For multi-blast, which is a bit tricky with these tactile things, but lightning block is, not multi-blast, lightning block is hold power, tap Aux. See a lot better here. For color changing, you want to hold Aux, tap power, so the opposite. It has my force effect for it, or sound effect for it. You can just rotate. If you want to click on it or confirm the color, click on power. If you want to go back to the original color, click Aux. And then, yeah. Next up.
Welcome, young Skywalker.
This is Daddy Issues with a mix of pre-ons and post-offs. There's also several quotes and stuff on here. So, yeah. This has the throne room ambience from ROTJ Legends from Sith. So, yeah. Oh, I just muted it.
Take your weapon. I will not fight you for it.
So, you have accepted the truth.
I will not fight you for it. I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
So yeah, tons of force effects on there as well. More prions.
You are unwise to lower your defense.
So yeah. Oh. And so, yeah. Moving on.
If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
So this has the track on there, of course, when he fights Vader. But this is a mixture of LS6 by K-Sith, the classic version, and then it has, you know, the ignition from different places and stuff, and force effects as well. It slices off Vader's hand. And then it has a post-off, so basically after that happens and he cuts off Vader's arm or whatever, he deignites his saber and he says this.
I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Which I thought was kind of cool. Of course, you can take it off if you want to. I just kind of thought it was fun. So that kind of ends the Return of the Jedi story. Moving on. And then we move to another font of mine. This is a G-Fob. So this is green front of battle, Luke Skywalker Battlefront sound font. This has tons of prions and post-offs and multi-blast begins and quotes.
Last chance!
Oh. Quotes.
My team's not through yet. Back off! Going in tight! I'm not my father. Vader. You won't hurt anyone else.
So yeah, multi-blast again. There's several there. Let's see if I can...
Take your shot.
There we go.
Take your shot. Don't pull that trigger.
So yeah.
Vader.
This has Rebel Lost as the track, another track I made from Battlefront.
Last chance.
So yeah. So moving on, going to... Oh, if I click on it.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
This is The Rescue by K-Sith. This is Luke Mandalorian font. Oh. This has a track on there, the hallway from that scene. It also has some force effects there.
He is strong with the Force, but talent without training is nothing. Come, little one.
So yeah, next up. So part of it, the fonts that he requested is the Chosen One by K-Sith, and then the Bold One by K-Sith as well, and of course some of my fonts too. So this is the first blue font I believe on here. There are a few Easter eggs in one of these fonts, because Luke Skywalker was the lightsaber in Return of the Jedi was initially supposed to be blue. One of the blade styles has a color change direct, which you'll have to find, and I won't explain which one, but it's really cool. It'll go directly to blue if you try to color change it. So. It says Battle over Coruscant as the track. So next up, this is the Bold One again, like I mentioned. It has Anakin versus Obi-Wan on there.
Hello there.
that's always nice. I love the high ground saber.
Negative, Kane. Nothing further. Just see a canopy on the corner.
The bold one font, not the high ground saber. So this is a font that I made a while ago for a customer who was a police officer and stuff, and he wanted that on there as well, and I really like it. It's really cool. I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to list it for sale yet, or if anybody would want to buy it. But if you do, just let me know. I'll probably post it sooner than later. But yeah, so I call it just Cop. It has a split blade that has red and blue on it, and it'll change depending on the angle of the blade. And so, yeah. Force effects.
Negative, Kane. Nothing further. Just see a canopy on the corner.
And so, yeah, that was my dog barking because he thought it was an actual siren. Moving on.
Prepare a boarding party.
Last but not least, you have your passive battery monitor and, of course, the party blade. So that concludes the install review for the Mom of All Heroes Gen 2 for Nick Solo Sabers, or Solo Photography. Of course, he changed his name by then, so I completely forgot what his new name is. But go check him out. Let him know how his saber is and how cool it is. I'm very happy how this turned out. I can't wait for my Gen 2 to arrive. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, may the Force be with you.